Hey everybody. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about social media in general and how I like to look at it. And how I think it's actually a tool that can be used for very good, instead of spreading disinformation and the garbage we typically think of when you first go to, what is social media in your head. And more importantly, what can it be used for that's important to you? So if you're a writer, a creator, an indie artists, whatever, you will eventually have to market your product someplace. And sure, you can go open an Etsy store, you can do a Kickstarter, but eventually people have to actually see it, right? You have to drive some traffic to it, and a lot of that occurs on social media, on Instagram, on X, on YouTube, on TikTok. You can explain, what something is, and people will eventually go find it and buy it. I've sold personally. Um, 25,000 books, something like that. I've got 4.6 million pages read on Kindle Unlimited. And For an indie, that's not a bad set of numbers. But the only marketing plan I have is social media. That's it. It's the only place I market. I don't put anything anywhere else. And I'm not, I'm just like anybody else. I'm just a guy who wanted to write a couple books. I've got seven of them. I'm working on number eight. It just happens. But in order to be able to better market those books and better kind of reach a wider audience, all the tools that were out there were not really all that great. So I wanted to take what skills I have from my day job as a scientist who always kind of worked as an engineer anyway, and say, how can I use that to kind of make my job marketing easier? So I went and raised a little money from investors and started a company called One for All Social, which is now out there. I use it every day for my social media presence. And I just kind of wanted to walk through it. And what is this thing, right? So first off, you get like 2 months for free. So if you want to use it for 2 months and try it, feel free. It's on us. It doesn't cost anything. And we don't require a credit card when you sign up for those 2 months. So try it for 2 months, no risk. You don't have to put a credit card in. At the end of 2 months, it will ask you for one. But even then, it's only 25 bucks a month, so it's not terribly expensive. Whereas most of our competitors are 250 a month and up. Ours is 25. At least for the tool set we have. There are some others that are in our price range, but if you look at the comparable tool sets, they're at the 250 range and higher. So we're a lot cheaper. But this is what you see when you log in. And remember, everything I'm going to show you here is also on the mobile applications. So most people do not social media from their desktop, right? Most people social media from here. Well, we've got both iOS and Android apps that have every piece of functionality I'm going to show you in this thing, and what sets us apart from the others. So, you can add a social account on any of these eight platforms. So we're connected to all of them. That's important in a minute. And we're about to add threads. So pretty soon there'll be nine, which I think is kind of cool. We're going to be up to nine, and we might go up to 10 here in a bit, but we're getting there. So first and foremost, when you're on social media, you want to be able to create a post. So let's go create a post. Now, when you're in here, you can actually set up teams, which I'm not really going to talk about, but that's more for an advanced management company kind of thing. But if you want to know about that, contact us. We'll have somebody do a demo. But if you want to create a post, you can click this little down arrow, and it pulls up this thing that says, hey, where do you want to send it? And you can send it to all of these at once. The only trick is your media file has to be compliant with all of them, or you can select one or two or however many, and it'll send it to all those simultaneously. I'm going to just pick Twitter just because it's easiest for me. And I do have 12,000 or so followers over there. But anyway, so if you click this button, it pops up a Chat GPT window, and you can use Chat GPT 4.0 to write whatever you want, or at least give you ideas. I never recommend using ChatGPT as your final draft because it always has something in it. If you just want something to say, hey, I'm blocked, um, put something in the description here, and ChatGPT will come up with something for you. You can even tell it what voice to write in, sad, heartwarming, funny, authoritarian, whatever voice you want. But I'm not going to do that. So tomorrow's the 4th of July. What I'm going to do is put, remember at your 4th of July BBQ that medium rare is great for a steak, but not that good for chicken. All right. Now, here's the secret sauce to social media success. This little auto hashtag button. We're the only company that has this. We developed it in-house, and it does a lot of things. It pulls a lot of data from a lot of places, and it's an AI I think everybody's going to like. It's not stealing anything from anybody. All it's doing is looking at the results on the different platforms, as well as a few others that I won't go into, of what people are looking at right now. So it sees your post and says, okay, cool. Auto hashtag it. It's going to look at what people are looking at that is relative to what the information that's in your post. So see, it says, remember, chicken is great. 4th of July, cooking. See, now here's something else that's interesting. See, the word cooking here is not in my post anywhere. Okay. The system is smart enough to know that what I'm talking about here is cooking, and you might want to hashtag that. So if you look, what you'll see is these bars, the bigger that blue bar, the more people are looking at that particular hashtag, not using it. It's a very specific distinction. Most of our competitors, in fact, all of our competitors, will give you a hashtag based on what other people are using. Oh, 20 million people are using this hashtag. You should use it too. We don't care. What we're going to do is show you the hashtags that are relevant to your post, that people are actually looking at right now and across the next couple of hours. So we run a predictive analytic that kind of sort of looks and says, okay, where's it going to be in a few hours? And it gives a greater bar, a bigger bar for things that are going to be out there more. It gives you the option, use your head, pick the ones that are relative to your post. Sometimes it'll find things that are a little bit off because it's an AI, it's not perfect, but it'll come up with these. Add them to your post, bingo, bango. You can schedule it to go out in the future if you're marketing. This is important. You can say repeat post. Let's say you're trying to market a book. Well, once a week, I want you to put a post up on, at a certain time, give it a start and end date. It'll do it every 7 days, or you could post it every day, every other day, whatever you want. And send it out in the future. Or you can schedule it for just a one-time post out in the future. You can upload media files if you want. You can pull something out of your image gallery. You can upload animated GIFs, or you can use an emoji. I didn't think to download a picture of flags over the sake of time. I'm just going to put, a couple of emojis in there just to be fun, and call it a day. So now let's go with post now. And it is sending it over to X. And if we go over and look at Twitter, what you will see is not Twitter Circle. Come on, computer, you know what I meant. If you go over to Twitter and take a look at my profile, you will see me in a wizard hat, first off. But there's our post right there 20 seconds ago. So it's already out there. But those hashtags will allow you to have your image, your post seen a lot more. So the system-wide average for Twitter on engagement is like 0.05%. And what hashtags do is it lets you find the right audience for your post, and it finds you a much higher engaged audience, which of course is the secret to growth, right? So more engaged audience means you're going to get more followers, you're going to have that back and forth that you really look for, as social media is, of course, a social thing. And my running through our system, what most people get results for them on Twitter is sort of between 3 and 7, if 8% kind of range. So, a lot higher than the system-wide average. Remember, 0.05, people are averaging using our system between 3 and 8. Really good numbers. Some people are actually pulling as high as 12. I think one month I pulled 13% engagement. It's been a while, but 13% was not a bad number. Works on YouTube videos, works on any platform that's out there. The typical YouTube engagement is around 2%. My personal channel is around 12. And a former NFL player, when he started using us on Instagram, he was running 1% and 2%. By the time he was using us for about 30 days, he was up at 26%. So 1 in 4 people that saw his post interacted with him. So what else do we have here, right? We got a bunch of other stuff here. That's just the best part, right? So that to me is the coolest bit about it. You've got this thing called a social feed where you can go and look at Instagram posts. Only works on Instagram at the moment. We are bringing in other platforms. Give it certain hashtags and say, oh, I want to go off and look at what's going on at this hashtag, right? And it'll show you everything on Instagram coming through with that hashtag. And you say, oh, look, I want to, you've seen people cut and paste posts out and send them over to their platform. Oh, look what so-and-so said over here. Right. Well, you don't have to cut and paste anymore with us. You just drag it and drop it, and it'll get it ready to go back out, including the artwork. So it's a pretty cool little system. You of course have your image gallery. You can pull your direct messages back to here. You can even start advertising campaigns from here. So you can go in and look at your Facebook posts and say which ones do I want to boost, which ones do I not. And we're soon to add Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube. All of them will be in there before very long. So that is not a big problem. They'll all be there soon. The analytics, that was what I was looking for. Analytics is your absolute best friend when you're trying to build a social platform. And if you look at my YouTube, it's got all kinds of information here about engagement. It's got, change in subscribers. Wow, I've been actually gaining quite a few lately. I lost a few too, but I gained more than I lost. So, hey, that's a good thing. Your number of likes, hey, my number of likes are up. My number of dislikes are coming down. That's good. And what that tells you is not like my system is not going to help you find make everybody like your post. What it's going to do is find an audience for your post. Some people are going to like it. Some people aren't going to like it. But if you use the right hashtags, what you're going to find is overwhelmingly, you'll find more people that like your posts than don't. And yesterday I had 53 likes on my posts on YouTube. Only got 700 and something subscribers over there. So, not a bad number, 53. I only had 3 dislikes. So 53 likes and 3 dislikes means I'm finding a good audience for my stuff, right? I'm not finding an audience that doesn't care. Comments are not bad, right? So views are of course trending upwards. That's always a good thing. But here's the secret sauce, this insights page. So what this insights page will tell you is it's going to analyze your account, not some generic, here's what's good on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram. It's going to analyze your account and your account only to say, where should I post? What's the best day for me to post? What's the best type of post? Well, this is YouTube, so of course it's a video. But on things like Instagram, it'll put, picture, video, short, it'll give you different options there. And on YouTube, it requires a video. So of course it's always going to be video, but what's your best frequency? How do I get the best results? How do I get the best timeline placement? So this insight section is going to help you with those dreaded algorithms that say, where do I wind up on people's platform, or where do I wind up on people's timeline? And this will tell me the best day from my account is to post something on Monday, which means you hold your best stuff for that day. Now, all in all, what does this tool really do for you? Well, with the hashtag tool and the insights, it gives you everything you need to know to deal with that dreaded algorithm, right? So how can you combat that algorithm and get your message seen? Well, if you hashtag things properly, it will get you the right timeline placement on the algorithm, because that tells the algorithm, here's what I'm talking about, here's what I'm looking at. And the algorithm is just looking for what other people are interacting with, and that hashtag tool really helps with that. That insights will actually help you understand your account and your audience and tell it when they're looking at things that is the most, sort of most optimal day for you to post. And pay attention to that, because if you got something really specific you want to put out, you really want to get it seen far and wide, other than, hey, look what I had for dinner, right? That's the day to do it. But that's what I spent the last couple of years doing. That is my day job. It's o4a.com if you want to go take a look at it. It's in iOS and Android, and 60 days are free. So we do like to put our money where our mouth is. And P.S., if you ever do click on the help button or email us and ask for help, you're not going to get an answer from overseas. You're getting an answer from right here in the United States. And if you need to, we will have people jump on Zoom with you. We're kind of customer service focused. Our CEO, who's a friend of mine, and one of our lead investor, is very. He's taken 2 companies public on NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange, and he's very adamant about the fact that customer service is the only thing that matters. So, if you want to be, if you want to use one of their tools, go ahead and enjoy it. But we are a company who costs less, who has a better tool set, who is focused on helping you grow, and that's the only thing we care about. So we are customer service focused. And I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Now you know who I am and what I do. And if you have a PhD in physics, like I do, you can either wind up in a lab all day long, or you can do something else. And these predictive analytic tools are essentially what scientists do in labs all the time. So we use predictive analytics to help us find your right hashtags. It's kind of a cute solution. But I hope everybody has a great day and enjoy your 4th of July.